When I think of it, it pretty much feels to me like this is our purpose on earth. We were put on this earth to learn and maybe to become role models, or at least to embody being authentic in our human beingness. As HSPs, we've tried our entire life to conform to society's norms and expectations and rules in order to be accepted and loved. And in doing so, we have harmed ourselves. And that journey to personal authenticity extends to the business world, to the professional world, to those of us who are highly sensitive people, entrepreneurs. Hello, beautiful. How are you doing today? So lately, I have been thinking a lot about authenticity. In my view, and I think you'll agree, for highly sensitive people, being authentic is a lifelong, difficult quest because we feel so deeply and our souls speak to us so loudly. It often feels like not being authentic is a matter of life and death. And in a way, I think it is. I've talked before about the fact that we're like Formula One vehicles compared to four-wheelers. And whenever there is something that is not clean, not aligned, not properly tuned in a Formula One race car, it doesn't work. The engine dies. And it is kind of not fulfilling its purpose. And it's a useless piece of metal. Not that I'm calling us useless, but you get my image. I mean, to us, when we are inauthentic, it becomes physical. We become depressed. We have anxiety. We become sick. For us, our big challenge is that we feel so sharply that we've been thrown into a world that is artificial and surface and driven by values that are not ours. And I think that's why we are so drawn to nature, and we need that contact with the green world, the natural world, and for some people with their pets or anything that exists authentically. I mean, when I think of it, it pretty much feels to me like this is our purpose on earth. We were put on this earth to learn and maybe to become role models, or at least to embody being authentic in our human beingness. And the reason that it's really been on my mind in the last few days is that, as some of you saw, I announced that I'm going to be offering retreats or VIP days for highly sensitive women. And to get me to that announcement, I had discussion with somebody who knows me, who knows the culture and the industry of those retreats or VIP days. And I was advised to create a program and a structure and present it with all the industry buzzword so that it would feel familiar to those who are seeking these kinds of things. And I was advised to exude confidence and excitement and to show no fear, because if people are going to come and spend time with me, they have to know that I am absolutely confident and competent to deliver on what I'm offering. As a good HSP, I listened to the advice, imagined and felt what the industry, the world, the potential clients would want to hear. And then I kind of embodied that and made myself emulate what a good, full of hype, competent coach would sound like. After completely resonating and agreeing with it, I did a live and I announced the retreat, and I was like, I'm so excited. I am meant to do this. And I even went into the little song and dance to say how excited I was to offer this. That's what we do, right? As HSPs and empaths, is that we become what we feel the world needs us to be in order to be loved and to be accepted. And what happened is that after I did this live, I crashed. I felt fake. I felt inauthentic. Something in me was like clashing and crashing. And I actually got sick. I was dizzy and nauseous and couldn't sleep and had like almost anxiety attacks because in my head I had all these things conflicting of what I needed to do and who I really was and how I presented myself and the offering and what I really feel and how I put on a show when I was not who I was. And all these things really, really affected me. Thus, thinking about authenticity. The interesting thing is that I am excited. I do have great ideas for our days together. And without false modesty or just not being humble like we're taught we should be, I have the experience and the knowledge, and I know my ability to connect. But the problem was that I tried to offer it in a way that was not me. As HSPs, we can't be told these are the best practices, therefore you must do it like this. We're not good at following formulas, or if we do, it's because we're afraid to be authentic because of the consequences that we've learned in our past. But naturally, we are meant to go from our heart, from our feeling, from our soul, and there is no formula to that. It's simply heart. We need to do life our way. Like I said, as HSPs, we've tried our entire life to conform to society's norms and expectations and rules in order to be accepted and loved. And in doing so, we have harmed ourselves. And that journey to personal authenticity extends to the business world, to the professional world, to those of us who are highly sensitive people, entrepreneur. If we don't, it won't work. Maybe you've experienced this in your life, but my whole life I have created, and anytime I've tried to sell what I did in a way that was supposed to be done, it never worked. I crashed every time. Why? Because when we are on our journey to authenticity, when we don't follow it, we are not honoring the purpose for which we were put here. You know, we were created to be authentic. When I say we crash, it's like, imagine a rabbit wanted to do things like a bird and just running off the edge of a cliff and going, woo, I'm flying like a bird. Well, it's going to crash and it's going to hurt itself. And this is all about that authenticity. We can't run to the edge of the cliff and think that we can do things like others do it. We have to do it our way. There's a Frank Sinatra song about that, right? So if you're an entrepreneur, highly sensitive person, I know that there are so many courses and programs out there. And I just want to say, go and pick some ideas in those programs and with teachers and with your own coaches. But ultimately, do yourself a favor and don't feel you have to follow the step-by-step way of how things are done out there. It's not for us. We need to do it our way. And I bet you that if you've tried before following rules, you had this angst inside you, something screaming, this is not right. And this is what I'm going to do. It's going to take me a little while to put something together to put on my website for my offering, but I have now made the decision that I will not make it into something that makes people feel comfortable because it looks like what is usually offered in the industry. I'm going to be your guinea pig, and I will tell you how it goes. So, either personally or professionally, highly sensitive people, I truly believe that our purpose on earth is to embody and exemplify authenticity. Remember that. It will make your journey a lot easier, more on point and on purpose. And I do believe that there will be more flow in your life, in my life, when we continue to move through the world that way. If you're enjoying the content of my channel, please subscribe, share some videos, like the videos, and make a comment. There's a wonderful community being built here, and let's just continue to grow it so that we can support each other. For those of you who don't know, I just recently published this book. It's a memoir of a highly sensitive person. Check it out. It's on Amazon. That's it for today. I love you. You have a beautiful, authentically you day, and I will see you soon. Bye.